Idiot. Hi, dogs.
Oh, there's the poo.
Oh, gross.
Is it all over
Am
my
I
shoe?
good? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Am I good?
Yep.
Dog poo shoes.
It's just Tim's.
I was just out here scooping poo. That's why I literally didn't wear my shoes.
Were you wearing those in the house?
No.
You're the super duper
Were you-
pooper scooper.
You just walked through the house with those on.
Way to go.
You're right. I did wear them in the house.
As long as you didn't go through the carpet, we're good.
Just make sure you edit that
The
part
floors
out.
are getting replaced.
That's all hardwood, right?
The baby room is carpet, and I walked in the baby room.
Sanitary.
That's right. That room will smell like poop forever. So excellent. That doesn't get better ever.
I can't sit like that.
Yeah.
Diaperama.
Diaperama Poopy Pants McGee.
My kid this morning took a massive dump, went to change his diaper, and he's laying down. I got him by the ankles like a hog, and in the other hand, I'm trying to wipe the poop out of his crack, and he reaches under and he grabs the dirty diaper and he pulls it out from under him,
no.
and I can't do anything because I have a handful, like a fistful of shit, and his ankles, and I just like no, and he took it and he threw it, and then he just went. And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, kid!" And like he's still covered in shit. I have shit in one hand. There's shit on the floor.
That was the other thing. We went to
Have a baby. It's fun.
we went to Will and Christina's the other night, and Peter.
Potty training.
He handed me a clean diaper, and I go, "Oh, it's stinky." He hands it to Mackenzie. Mackenzie does the same thing. He goes and throws out a clean diaper.
That's right. You know, I had to sacrifice a clean one because, like, pro tip: you take the fresh diaper and you put it under when you unwrap.
Yeah.
That way, whatever surface you're changing him on
Doesn't get
or
poopy.
her on doesn't get covered in whatever when that happens.
Yeah.
So in that process, the fresh, clean diaper I had laid out got contaminated. So I had to finish, and then I was like, it's a 2-for diaper. But yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, on that
Hello.
poopy note conversation, welcome back to the Dirt Drive Podcast.
You're the shittiest podcast on the internet.
Hey now. We've been doing pretty good, actually,
No, we've
recently.
been doing great.
We are here in my backyard. PJ is joining us.
People think we're more impressive than we are.
Intentionally unintentional. It's been a while since PJ's been on.
Yeah. I don't know how long exactly, but
Yeah, I'd have to look.
long enough.
Yeah, we went on a big travel run, so
Yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of
we really
banked
did.
episodes.
Yeah. But we are here to talk about that travel run, kind of give a recap of PRI, because that was our first time at the show.
Yeah, it was like 6 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. That was a cool show, man.
It was a good show.
That was really cool. I enjoyed that. I kind of went in not knowing what to expect. PJ, you can just add color commentary, make weird noises in the
I
background.
like on theme. On theme.
Go away, Will.
As like things have gone back to normal and settled, like it was a great content show. I still liked the
okay.
we're good.
Yep.
I still like the full overall experience of what the SEMA show
Yeah.
is a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because like
I think
What's
for rubbing elbows and going as the podcast to get to meet people and talk
Yeah.
to people, PRI is 100% the show to go to.
No.
And like
yeah. Odie.
I watched Finn's
Yeah.
recap of PRI, and he
Yep.
went with a mission. He had that. We
Yep.
just watched his movie. He had that huge issue with the
No.
his valve train.
Yeah.
Get down.
So
On
he,
drag week, yeah.
so he went with the mission of fixing his valve train. He's like,
Yep.
this is a huge problem I have.
Yeah.
Let me talk to all the motor builder vendors that are there.
Yeah. One day we'll be going to PRI for that reason as well.
Yeah.
But
Maybe next. Maybe
maybe
this year.
next year. Maybe this year. Maybe next year. Who knows?
Do it.
We'll see how the
Do
podcast
it.
tonight goes.
We will. That's foreshadowing.
Yes.
But yeah, I think as a fan, because like as much as we are business to business, content, media, whatever you want to like label us at this point,
Yeah.
we're still fans.
Fans
Like we're
of
still
racing.
car guys.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just racing. Like to me, like I love racing. Racing falls under the thing where like I got to do it. Right? Like it's kind of like golf.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't play golf, but like I love playing golf. I very rarely sit and watch it on TV. Like
Yeah.
racing is like the same way. Like
Yeah, unless it's Hammers weekend.
like I follow it. I watch Hammers. Like I'll watch F1 when I remember to wake up early enough on a Sunday. Like
If I'm up at 3 a.m. on a Sunday.
yeah. Like I'm more intrigued by the overall motorsport process than like the physical race itself. But I really want to be involved in the race. If that makes sense.
I also think that as a shop, going to some of the seminars they do, like engine building and setting up like suspension geometry, like for the race car guys.
Yeah,
going there to figure out like what they're actually looking at in the high performance stuff.
I will say,
so you can translate it to the
anybody
customer
from SEMA or PRI is actually listening to us now,
and we know you are.
It would be cool to maybe work in some off-road racing seminars. Like none of those seminars were really specifically off-road focused.
Well, they had the Ultra 4 preseason.
That was a roundtable. I think more so for like the marketing and like what the season was going to look like was what that was for. I would like to get like somebody like Brannick Motorsports talking about like their philosophies of like how they build stuff and like some of the engineering, the geometry, the stuff you're talking about. Like as that sport grows and like people like us enter it, where
Dave Chappelle out there is showing how to build a 4
exactly, yeah, like we have.
That's one series.
We have the knowledge and we have the skills to learn what we need to learn, but like being able to progress that faster will help the sport grow faster, right? The more people you can get into the sport, the more people building and entering and racing, that's just more eyes all around. Like that could be a really good opportunity for Ultra 4 as a circuit to push and be like, hey, like come to PRI and learn how to build race cars.
Because there was a ton of Ultra 4 guys there hiding. I mean, they were hiding, but they were there.
Well, and it's always been, if you're not in it, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like
the Brannick Motorsports booth was packed with randos because they're like, "What the hell is this thing that's the size of a soda can?" It's a spline. It's a spline. It's an outer.
They're in like a 10x10 booth in the corner, and it's like, one of the top names in Ultra 4 just chilling in the corner by themselves. Yeah. And they were like, just last minute we decided to come out. Like we got a lot going on.
They were right up the street because they were in Fort Wayne, I think.
Yeah. But then every time, like I was watching Shannon Campbell's YouTube this morning, like all his hammers prep, and there's Brannick Motorsports banner in his shop. Yeah. Like
they're the 4800 class.
They sponsor the class. Yeah. But they're just quietly in their little 10x10.
That's how it should be.
Just shilling parts.
Yeah. I was. Not that I was.
If I win the lottery, I'm just gonna buy some axles from them for the YJ.
Not that I was blown away, but I was impressed with the amount of LS stuff. LS is the base of motorsports.
That's like going, oh my god, it's cold in January.
Well, it's not. That's the weird part.
Yeah, I know.
As we sit out here in sweatshirts and ball caps.
Yeah. I don't know. I very much enjoyed the show. I think at some point, from a professional career standpoint, I will probably come to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit of fanboy in me. I still like enjoy SEMA because like PRI didn't necessarily take over Indianapolis.
No.
SEMA like everywhere you went in Las Vegas, SEMA week is car related.
Yeah, like we went to dinner with Shop Monkey, and the waiter's like, "What are you here for?"
Yeah. Convention at the convention center. Oh, that's cool. Like,
how long has PRI been around though?
70s.
Yeah, it's been around
almost as long.
It's been living in the shadows of SEMA though.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's one of the moves they're trying to make is because Mike Good just took over as the president of PRI from Mike Spagnola.
Yeah.
And Mike Spagnola was the president of both. So I think they're trying to grow PRI as its own brand.
I also think
outside of SEMA.
Like And I look at this more so from the growth of what the aftermarket is for SEMA. I think SEMA has gotten away from that, where like there was so much overlap between racing and customization.
Yeah.
Now it's almost the opposite, where customization has just gotten you can do it without doing anything performance related. So it's like there is a need for SEMA to be separate from PRI, not necessarily PRI separate from SEMA.
The light bars versus the lockers.
Yeah, exactly.
If you will.
Because you said PRI had a little bit more social media, like impact for like podcasts and YouTube.
For us.
For us.
It was a little bit more inviting for you guys.
It's because it goes from
smaller.
It goes from a 200,000 person show to a 70,000 person show, and like if you're walking the halls, like we sat next to Freiberger in the in the media lounge. Like he just kind of we rolled in and we just kind of
we walked in with like arms full of food because we had podcasted for like 6 straight hours and we're starving and like I was like trying to figure out how to eat a French fry out of my container, and we walk in, and Tim just goes, "It's fry," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know," and then I look up and I realize it's David Fry Burger, and I was like, "Oh, you're not talking about my lunch."
Burger, fries, David.
Then he was sitting there he was sitting there having a drink, talking to someone like a personal conversation, and I'm like, I can't talk to him. He's having a personal and then fucking 6 people walk over.
I was gonna say that. And then people kept bothering him, and I was like, we can't be those guys. We can't be those guys. And then hour 4 o'clock showed up 10 minutes early, and I was like, damn it, we never got a chance. Maybe he'll hear the podcast and reach out.
Maybe I'll tag him in some stuff.
Yeah. There's fun back roads and random stuff in Virginia we can.
But that was the really cool part, was rubbing elbows and being in such close proximity.
Well, and as
without the media nonsense of SEMA, because SEMA, I mean, we walked in onto the show floor at
it's overwhelming
9 o'clock one morning, and everyone had a gimbal and a cell phone.
Yep.
Well, we also learned that like those guys at SEMA are there working, where PRI they are there enjoying.
Yeah.
Like they're there.
That's what Ian said. Ian said he shows up to PRI every year because it's a 4-hour drive and he just enjoys the show.
And he only goes to SEMA because he's paid to go to SEMA and like he's in a booth signing. Like he doesn't walk around SEMA. And I get it. When you've done it for 20 years, like and you're in the industry, like even the first year I went with Trevor to SEMA, it was overwhelming because it's the first year at SEMA.
Yeah.
Just the next year, it was like, okay, like this is everything that was here last year. Like this is the same thing every year for us. Like
you find your groove.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's one thing that I think we missed out on because we booked ourselves so heavy with shows.
Yeah, we didn't spend a lot of time in the show.
We didn't spend a lot of time in the show, walking the show floor.
Yeah.
And I mean, just like experiencing a show. Like I do think we missed out on that.
Sure. Yeah, and I think having
because like there was a bunch. My calendar was booked for seminars. Like I want to go to this one.
Yeah.
I want to go to this one.
We didn't do a single one.
We didn't do a single one.
Yeah. I think like it's at SEMA, it's very hard to have a strict game plan.
Yeah.
I would also argue
so much going on.
SEMA is big enough. It's almost easier to manage because you like it's longer. It's like it's. I think that was the other thing because of our schedule. We were short a whole day, which kind of screwed ourselves. But
because they went through Sunday at noon.
True. Like you can easily do one seminar a day in SEMA and it doesn't affect what you see.
Yeah.
But if we were to take 2 or 3 hours to go sit in a seminar, that would have like burned it into.
Well, because it's taken 15 minutes from the show floor to get to the class, so it's an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Hello, bumpers. Hello.
She's like,
I just ate poop. Do you give me kiss now?
No, that's my coffee. Here comes and here comes the beefy boy. Oh, perfect.
I think that I don't dislike the way we did it because I think we got a ton of cool guests and like we stumbled into Bailey Cole at the reception. Like it was really cool the way we did it, but I wish we could have experienced the show more to get more out of it.
Yeah, I think now that we've gotten, because it was also our first time doing anything as like official media, so
that was overwhelming.
We did not really.
We didn't know what to expect.
Like we went to breakfast and we're like, all right, like what is like. Is there going to be a place to leave our coats? Do we use the coat check? Where do we put our backpack full of camera gear? Like, where do we do all this stuff? And then it was just like, oh, here's a perfectly quiet, secluded room to leave all of this in with a security guard sitting out front. Okay, now what? It's like,
we did find ourselves because we're like the anxiety and the nervousness so much. We were there in front of our room 30 minutes early, literally just pacing.
Well, that's the good part about you guys going. You guys have that experience under your belt, so even if you guys continue going back, you have a better game plan every year.
I think SEMA's going to be cool this year too because the SEMA staff knows us now, and they actively want us to come back and like be a part of the show.
You guys can be the senior media guys every time you come back.
I don't think we're quite there yet.
Guys.
Seniority, senior.
Can't want to cross my legs the other way, but I got poop on the shoe. Senior media guys, I got poop on my shoe.
I don't know if senior media falls. I think SEMA they did, and I learned this from one of the SEMA webinars, but they did a big push to get content creators at SEMA specifically, and I think that's a drive for PRI that like was a little bit lighter than it was for SEMA, because like I think that was good for us in that sense, that like we got our foot in the door on the small show. Well, and now we can really I don't want to say leverage it, but like we have that benefit now for the next show.
We have the
SEMA.
contacts, we know who to talk to.
Right, where like we can get ourselves in the mix where we probably wouldn't have if we had just tried to do it in SEMA for 24.
Yeah.
But for SEMA 25, like we've kind of proven that we exist and we're not
complete idiots.
Yeah, we're just kind
idiots, just not complete idiots.
We're idiots that people like to listen to for whatever reason. Yeah.
Hey, a bobbity boopy.
And I will say, I'm gonna give my own little
pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, little
well,
back
you are Tom. You can pat yourself on the back. I love that. I love.
I spent
Ribbon Zelensky about that.
The entire hour and a half with Ian live in my head, just like, don't be a fanboy, don't be a fanboy, don't be a fanboy. Yeah. And then listening back to the episode the other day, which at this point is out, so everybody's probably already seen it. But like, I was like,
and if you haven't, go check it out.
I was like, oh my god. I handled myself so well.
I asked good questions. I'm a professional.
Didn't stumble over
complete
words.
Composure. Complete composure.
The only time I stumbled was with Spags. I completely stumbled my history story. He asked me my history, and I tripped over myself so bad.
Which is good, though, because that's on brand.
I'm like,
I had a dirt bike and a truck, and then I had a truck. Wait, no, then I had a Jeep. No,
Dude,
I had a Jeep.
Fumbled so bad.
But it's also
dumb.
Yeah, but it's also on brand, so it worked. It works. Like
that was not for some reason. I mean, he's a cool guy with a cool history. That was the one I was most nervous for, was Spags.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
It's probably
right?
because I had to jump through all the hoops, talk to all the people. They made it feel like a big deal.
I was going to say that may
put more pressure on it than it needed to be.
Well, I had to talk to 8 people to get the podcast set up.
But it was also the, hey, here's a list of questions to ask him email, where like Ian was a
you
Instagram
did a formal interview with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where even like Ian was just like an Instagram DM, and he was like, yeah, cool, no problem.
Yeah, let's do it.
But like, Spags is a whole team. Here's my PR firm. They'll give you they'll set it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You guys have that experience.
I think that's why I was so fumbly with that one, is because I felt the pressure.
It was like the first legit thing we did.
Yeah. I mean, we've done some legit things, but
but it's
the first one that we've had to talk like media teams and
corporate legit, like legit, not just wow, you're kind of a big name in our tiny little industry and hobby.
Well, I think it also makes it easier for me, because even the day of, I was emailing back and forth with Lauren to get everything set up. I think it makes it easier for me to like bring everything back down to earth if I have a phone number.
Can you imagine
if I can text someone like, hey man, we're here, come hang out?
I would thrive with a personal assistant.
You would do so, because I mean, you have so much going on up here that if you take it off your plate and give it to someone else,
I think they would go crazy.
Oh yeah, I'd have a new one every 6 months. But like, oh my god, like that's got to be such a great life.
Just have somebody
just follows you around,
everything.
Just knows your entire day in and out.
Dangerous.
I know.
Yeah,
that's a slippery slope.
That's a very slippery slope.
Like I could really benefit from that. I can't afford it, but I could really benefit from it.
Yeah, it's the
like I'd actually be able to like work on things again and like fix stuff in the shop, and it could be
you
fun.
Also just can't be
maybe I'm
super nervous about interviewing people.
Assistant.
Yeah, I think I was the only reason I was super nervous about Mike is because talking to all the people to get it set up.
I would say for as good as that conversation went, for me that helped set the tone for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, Jeff was. I like Jeff. Jeff was cool. He was a good way to start it. Because we have a personal relationship with Gearhead Coffee.
Yeah.
Like and to get to know him, we've been talking forever.
Yeah.
We know his wife. Like we know the brand super well. And I think that was just a good way to kick it off. And then to set
that actually over there will look great in orange and black. I'm just saying.
Kick it off with him and then set the tone with Mike.
Yeah.
It was a really good way to do it.
Just start calling it pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice. Hell yeah, brother. Give me some of that pumpkin
I was thinking
spice.
it's sponsored by Gearhead Coffee, but
if you paint it orange and black.
They're not a pumpkin spice.
The Beadlock Texas Pecan.
It's a pumpkin joke, Tom.
Yeah, no, but they're not.
It's not orange.
It's all about branding, PJ.
Yeah. I'm also
pumpkin spice latte.
I'm also a black with a dash of half and half.
Yeah. I'm also on my 3rd or 4th cup for the day.
Yeah. I was thinking about making a cup before we go.
Yeah, I might do
Cup of Joe?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Get a cup of... they have the GHC 10.
Oh, how is it?
Ooh, it's good.
Nice.
We'll make some
Not
of
an
that.
ad, but
Words.
an ad.
Yeah, we'll make some of that before we leave.
I could go for a splash. Get that heart rate up.
Just what we need. Yeah, I was really impressed. We never officially told the car story of my car breaking down. We hinted at it a bunch. We never officially told the story.
But it's talked about in like 4 separate episodes, and I feel like we were pretty detailed in the Bailey Cole episode.
Hyundai's
And the Soggy Rock
tell your mom.
donkeys.
Well, so that story has developed more. That car is officially sold.
Hey. Tune into YouTube this week to see what it turned into.
I don't think it's this week.
Well,
it might be this week.
We don't have a CJ video for
It's
this.
getting melted down to be made into a
future
crank.
past, but
It actually might be this week.
yeah, I'll figure it out.
It's coming out. I bought me and my wife bought a fun new Overlander family car.
Family car.
Insert photo here.
Famery?
Racist.
Famverlander.
Just what I needed is another Overlander because I've got my JK Overlander, my new
Can never have too many.
Toyota-based Overlander.
As we learned from Ian, at least half a dozen running at any given time.
So it's a Famalander.
Famverlander.
Famberlander.
I've got my race car in the shed.
Famalanding.
Famlam.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a long short. It turns out the shop we took it because so my car broke down, the alternator fell apart.
Dimwitty's tires.
Yeah, my car fell apart. We took it to a sketchy shop.
It wasn't in Ohio, right?
No,
It was
worse.
very-
It was in fucking West Virginia.
Yeah,
So
You know where-
between Martinsburg and Zanesville is the Bermuda Triangle of road trips.
yeah. It was in
Once you're
Making my palms sweat.
yeah it was Martinsburg. No, not Martinsburg.
the college town.
Yeah, that's where I broke down.
No,
What's the name of the college?
second
town?
time.
Jesus Christ, my brain just shut off.
What's the name of the college? town?
Where's West Virginia University? It's not Martinsburg.
Isn't it Morgan's?
Morgantown.
Yeah, Morgantown.
Yeah,
you were about to say Morgansburg.
It was like Morgansville something. And I was like,
Yeah, Morgantown. So,
Morgantown.
So
yeah.
the alternator fell apart in Morgantown. Tried to fix it. Took it to a sketchy shop.
We kind of
2-0
fix
for
it.
alternators in Morgantown.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what.
Well, just be glad that Abe came and picked you up because
Yeah.
that was probably that whole ordeal was a better experience than what we went through in Morgantown.
So we bought a bunch of tools at the Napa. Tried to fix it, didn't work.
Yep.
Took it to a sketchy shop. On the way home,
Yeah.
I returned a bunch of the tools to Napa, and the guy goes, "How'd it go? Did you make it?" I go, "No." So we took it to Dimmadomes, Dimmadome Auto Repair, and he goes, "Oh, that's a front," and I'm like, "That makes a lot."
Weren't they the ones that suggested it?
No, I found it on Google Maps because it's the closest one, and I called them and they were open, and they go, "Yeah, they do work."
Yeah,
They do work.
There was legit-
do work,
there
son.
were 5 of them standing around when we pulled up. It was a used tire shop that happened to have a toolbox. And it took 4 of them to put the alternator in. And in the process, they broke the dipstick. Not the tube, the dipstick itself.
The alternator dipstick.
The alternator dipstick.
Yeah.
And like, I'm trying to be a nice guy and not like poke techs and like wander around the shop, right? Like they'd asked us to not go in the shop. And I was like, all right, whatever. And after 4 hours.
There was also 5 guys there when we showed up.
Yeah.
Another 5 guys were just kind of like wandering around that worked there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the hell do they pay all these people selling used tires?
So then
Drugs.
Yeah. So then after 4 hours, I was like, I'm going to go get my laptop from the back of the car.
Yeah.
And I go out there and the car is running. They're like burping the radiator, which like a hose had to come off to do the alternator. Like I was like, all right, whatever, cool, no big deal. And
An hour and a half later.
an hour and a half later, it's still in the shop. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So we both go out and there's literally 4 of them fiddle fucking with the
Dipstick tube.
The dipstick tube. And they're like, oh yeah,
Which they bent. They bent the dipstick tube.
the dipstick handle had broke off the dipstick, so they removed the tube to do whatever instead of just leaving it. I don't know if they were trying to put a new dipstick in. I have no idea. But because
No, they didn't have. The guy gave me $35 to replace my dipstick.
But
he's like, we fucked it up. Here's $35.
They couldn't get the dipstick all the way back in the tube because the tube wasn't fully seated.
Well, they also bent
in
it at the end.
car.
Remember how
Right.
they kink at the end?
So it was like, for whatever reason, they broke the handle off, and instead of just leaving it and going, "Hey, sorry, we broke your dipstick. Here's money back," they took the whole thing out to try and hide it, fix it, and made it 10 times worse. And they literally spent 2 hours fucking with the dipstick.
Because we looked at it, like, we know when they put the battery back on.
Yeah.
When we got
And
back in the car, the clock said 2:15. So from the time that the battery was hooked back up and started, it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
And like
Doug Dimmadomes
I took my like good hoodie off and I was like, "You guys mind real quick?" And I took the dipstick tube and I tweaked the kink out of it and it slid right into the oil pan. I was like, "You got the bolt?" And the guy goes, "Oh shit, did you get it?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh." And then he starts digging through their fucking loose bolt bin to find the bolt.
Because they lost the bolt.
Because they lost the bolt. So then from like, we literally, like, as soon as it was done, they closed the hood, we both just got in the car, and we just fucking left. And I was like, all right, so Dimmadomes Tires, Dinwiddie, I don't even know the name of the shop, but...
Dimwitty.
Yeah, I called them Dinwiddie's Tires all weekend.
I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, so I returned
Dimmadomes Tires.
I returned $150 for the tools, which we used and almost got it back running with.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, that's 100% a front. Like that's a biker gang. It's a front." And I'm like, "Oh, that makes a ton of sense."
I'll tell you what though, they did make a hell of a queso. That queso was quite
really
tasty.
Good. And the guy's stories were fucking wild.
Don't mess with Santa Cruz.
Yeah, basically that was it was the West Virginia version of that.
Yeah.
It was good times.
10 out of 10 would not suggest. But next time we go, we're driving the new family overlander.
Why don't we take something made in this century?
Fair. We'll just fly. That also makes more sense.
I like that idea.
The end goal is to just not stop at all.
Speaking of t-shirts, are they out?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the t-shirt guy.
2 weeks from
Future Past.
Ian just came out. Bailey Cole is next week, and then it's this one.
Why don't we do a flip-flop on that? Because then Bailey Cole would come out the week Hammer starts.
It's the week before Hammer starts. I think that's better. I've got it organized. We're good. We're good.
A little behind the scenes.
A little behind the scenes. But so this comes out the week of Hammers, and then we do the one that we record tonight comes out. That would be the first week, the end of January, first week of February. We need to do the shirt releases. Are we going to take pictures and do shirt releases?
Yeah.
Okay. So what shirt? Well, Anti-Jeep Club, right? That's the one.
I don't know. Why don't you guys follow us on social media and you'll find out.
I mean, I've given you a ton of t-shirt designs.
Yeah. Well, so I can make the Anti-Jeep Club.
We're limited in skills and abilities.
Yeah. So we have 5 Anti-Jeep Club shirts.
Yep.
Ready to be photoed.
Yep.
Photographed. Photographed. So you guys need to photographer.
God, you got to change your boots, dude. It's a good thing. It's a good thing YouTube doesn't have smell-o-vision. Unless Odin just took a dump behind me, like this podcast stinks. And we're off the rails.
So we're gonna get those shirts photographed.
Follow all the socials. Join Dirt Nerds Off-Road Forum on Facebook.
Yep.
That way you can get the pre-release.
Yep.
You
can see what's coming before it happens.
Limited quantities.
You know when we're breathing hard.
Yep.
Follow us on YouTube. Every episode gets released to YouTube. We're trying to grow there. We are doing videos every week.
Yep.
This week is one.
We don't know.
No, this week is definitely one. The last one.
We just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
There will be a video. It might
just
be Tim dancing.
I don't know. If there's not a video this Friday, it came out last Friday. Go check it out. We're promoting those on socials across off-road, drive, and motors.
At the Dirt Drive, at DirtNerds Motors, at DirtNerds Off-Road.
Yeah.
Those are all the important things.
Things.
All available on DirtNerdsOffroad.com.
Yep. PJ Pomada Photography. He takes good. He photos.
He makes us look good.
He makes photos good.
Yeah. And the Jeep guy, since I changed my personal.
You have so many. You're just the Jeep guy, not the Jeep guy 602?
Just Jeep guy.
Look at you. The beard.
How is that not taken already?
I think it's
the underscore.
I think it's the underscore, and I've had just the Jeep guy with just 602 for that.
That's true. You've had it for so long.
And I've just changed it. Yeah. So it works.
He got that blue check mark too.
Yep. Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Paid for.
That's literally all I need. All right.
I'm waiting for mine to get processed.
Oh, did you pay for one too?
I think we should, yeah.
On which one? The drive? Probably. It'd probably make more sense.
It's kind of like a subscription. You can
both.
pay for different types.
Yeah.
Cheapest tier, just to get one.
Yes.
Different episode.
Just give me the blue.
Yep.
Just give me the blue check mark.
Yeah.
We should probably get rolling.
Yeah, what else? I don't know. Thanks for listening. We got a short one this week, guys. We got a date tonight with a cool builder that you guys will see next week.
And apparently some delicious pork barbecue.
Yeah, I like some meats, some smoked meats.
Give me the meats.
I got 5 pounds of meat in my mouth.
All right. Well,
my seafood diet's been going really well.
Yeah. I see food and I eat it. I can't believe you said that in the text thread. I'm like, what a fucking idiot. But on that note,
see how it is.
We appreciate you guys. Give us a follow anywhere social at the Dirt Drive, DirtNerds Motors, and DirtNerds Offroad. And we will frickin' see you next week.
Coffee time.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.